drive and you take that crossbody step with this foot in front that way, boom. This is where I want to use any kind of stop. So I can drag on the inside foot, I can drag on the outside foot, I can stop behind the back, whatever it is. I want to time it and read you. You might not slide at all. You may, as soon as I attack, you may take that crossbody step. No, without even doing that. So as soon as I begin to attack, you may, boom, and then I pull it back. If I can time it for as soon as you take that step, nothing you can do about it.
That's good. He didn't hit him with the MJ, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh my goodness. He looked like Vincent's might.
Field trying to get around Birch on a step back. What a shot.
That's just unguardable.
What a terrific play that was by Beal.
Myth that when you shoot, your feet need to be squared and pointing directly towards the basket. It's just not the case. All these elite shooters have their feet slightly angled out before going into their shot. It's because what really matters is having your shoulders and chest squared to the basket. In real game situations, you're not always going to be able to get your feet set on every shot, but you still need to be able to square your chest, square your shoulders before you let it fly.
Now stop, right? Travel distance, like you want to move me laterally, yes, exactly. So if you're guard me, right? I mix you up to do what? To create that space. So if I'm here, right, boom, now you start to sit back. Right now, I'm gonna work this space. So now I'm gonna slide here and I'm just gonna read what you do, right? So if you land like that, right, I'm just gonna go, right? So if I'm here, I'm moving laterally. I'm here, boom, bang, gone, right? And now if you try to sprint across, bang, I can separate, right? Or I'm reading your frame coming across mine. So if you try to beat me to that spot, boom, I can come right back. But use, right, that space that you're creating. Okay, go. Good, now move to the side. Go, 1, 2, rise. Hell yeah, Dean.
3 to 119.
My whole goal now is as soon as he cuts me off, I want to try to give him a shoulder. Okay, so when I see his chest, if I'm running and I see his chest, I want to bump and now exchange. Good.
How to do the skip jab. When attacking your defender, suspend the ball in your hand and have the foot opposite of the ball planted. Hop off this foot and while in the air, quickly jab the foot outside your body. Put it all together and blow past your defender. This is also a very effective move when you cross over after.
So you dribble, float. So this is simulating like you're shadowing the ball like you're picking it up. Float first, turn and step at the same time. So when do you take a step? When you turn. So your wrist is gonna go from here to there. It's not an in and out because in and out is going more across the frame of your body. This one is you're going to float, turn, and push out. So hand and foot go together, and then I stay down with my left foot. Okay, go.
The ability to play high to low and also slow to fast is a great way to be deceptive towards your defender. In slow motion, we can see as Danny raises up, she's going to simulate pickup, shadowing the basketball. Then she's going to turn pound and take a partial step with her outside foot. As she does that, she's going to plant that cone. Ideally, we want that cone outside of that checkered area to turn her shoulder and get low, and then she's going to drag cross.
All right, I'm going to give you guys one vert code exercise that you need to be doing if you're serious about improving your explosiveness and improving that bounce off 2 feet. So you actually don't need any equipment for this. In vert code, I encourage you guys to use a hurdle and space those hurdles out, but you actually don't really need that. So all we're doing is going into our penultimate step, push into it, get a little bit of distance, and then get up as high as we can, land, and push into that next penultimate step. If you want to use a recovery step in between, like Oliver Twist is doing in this video, he's jumping, he's taking left, right, left. So he's taking that little left foot to get some rhythm and get some recovery in between the penultimate. Tip number 1, we are working on that penultimate step, so I want you to cover some distance. Do not just step into it. I want you to push and cover some distance. All right, tip number 2 is putting on the brakes so that we can get straight up and down. I don't want to see you jumping too far horizontal. So a very important part.
Well, let's take a look at the receipts, move by move, starting with his infamous arm hook.
one of the first techniques Harden used to get an advantage on his opponents. Here, Harden uses a lack of space to get inside his defender's arm and rip through to draw contact as he's driving to the rim. This is very similar to the rip-through move Kevin Durant would often use. Harden can now pull his arm through to draw a foul and disguise it as an act of shooting. But remember, there is a rule on rip-throughs to prevent players from doing this. But the rule states that if a player initiates contact before the shooting motion, it will be called as a non-shooting foul. Harden's move is so effective because unlike this move that is easy to sniff out as a flop, once Harden gets his arm under the defense, he can put up a shot at any point and it will be a shooting foul every single time. It's completely legal and incredibly effective. Let's take a look at Harden's Euro step, a move popularized by Manu Ginobili but perfected by the Beard. We've all seen it 1,000 times. NBA players have seen it 1,000,000 times, and yet it works every time. But how? And is this particular variation of the move even legal? Well, Harden's Euro step is all in the timing. The distinction here is the precise moment Harden gathers the ball in relation to his steps. See, this is where he gets really creative with the rules. Harden is a scoring genius in that he knows exactly what he can and cannot do. At face value, this move looks like a travel. It's right there. 1, 2, 3 steps. But pay close attention to that first step. According to the rulebook, a player is allowed to have a 0 step, which is the step that is used while a player is gathering the ball. This step is the 0 step. Harden is still gathering the ball, so he still has 2 steps on his way to the basket. I know. It looks weird. According to everything we've been told, this should be a travel. But due to a shift in wording by the NBA and its rule on traveling, this is completely legal. And from this position, the average player may need a screen or some sort of off-ball action to set up the offense. But Harden is different. His incredible shooting ability forces the defense to guard him extremely close. Add that to the fact that if the defense isn't in his grill, one simple step back will create an open look from 3. The defense is forced to commit to the potential step back. So now that they're forced to play close, Harden can now use his handle to blow right past them. Which, even before he does this, the defense is already second guessing. If he backs up, Harden is going to use a step back. If he gets closer, Harden is going to use an array of techniques to get into the lane. So that's what he does. Now that he's inside, his excellent passing ability comes into play. The defense must commit to stopping Harden or stay with his man and leave the lane wide open for a layup. Even a great post defender is going to get abused at this point because of Harden's ability to finish through contact or find the open man with a crafty pass. And that's a bucket or assist 90% of the time. And it all started back here. No screens, no offensive schemes. Just a guy with the ball and a defender on a lonely, desolate island trying his absolute best to not get exposed.